Increase is the word. It's the word.
So what is that book?
It is a bunch of quotes that someone put together. Here's the Don Draper one.
Is it applicable to today's episodes?
I don't know. People will show you who they are, but we ignore it because we want them to be who we want them to be. That's Don Draper.
That's story editing. That's sort of
that is
taking the world around you and crafting it into the version of reality that fits with your personal narrative.
Well, then you have Heidegger, who says the most thought-provoking thing in our thought-provoking time is that we are still not thinking. So he would fall into the unconscious, we're just swirling around in the maelstrom of unconscious, not consciously knowing what we're doing.
So you think reality is somewhere between that and Don Draper?
Well, Don Draper is a dream, not reality, I think.
Yeah. Don Draper or just the world of Mad Men?
Both.
Okay.
All.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what have we got here today? Which ones are we covering?
What do we have on top? Okay. Traps.
And memory editing. Which one are you most excited about?
I don't know. I mean, Traps has some really gruesome stuff that insects do to one another, and I like that. It's nice and gory. But memory editing is interesting because, it gets into that whole territory of how we're creating our own narrative every day, and psychologically we could perhaps unburden ourselves through conscious editing.
Yeah, on one hand, the insects catching each other and doing horrible things to each other, and the arachnids, of course. It's not as relatable on a personal level, because when was the last time you were caught in a web of a giant spider? Probably never, because we all know giant spiders tend to just come at you with their mandibles. They're not really into laying elaborate traps. They don't have to. They're giant.
Yeah.
But memory editing, story editing, the way that we take our memories out and hit ourselves in the head with them. I mean, that's something that we all do every day. And in a sense, that's kind of the spider trap that we actually fall into, the metaphorical spider trap.
Oh,
memory.
Nice. I like how you did that. Yeah,
So,
and the weaving of the tale.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a subject we've talked about before, just sort of the dangers of having story shaping in your mental machinery. You sort of look for story shapes in the world around you, and most things are not all that story shaped. So you have to sort of fix them. You have to heighten the amount of drama, heighten the threat, heighten the tragedy, and you end up kind of creating a warped vision of your own life or the lives of others in the process. All right, well, let's do it. Which one's up first? Memory editing?
Yeah.
Let's put the old headphones on. Grab the microphone.
In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hey, welcome to Stuff to Blow Your Mind. My name is Robert Lamb.
And I'm Julie Douglas.
And this week we're talking about memory editing, about the idea that our personal stories are ever malleable. We can just take these things out, we can switch them around, we can throw them into boxes.